So now for today's history lesson. Today is March 4th. Originally in the Constitution, March 4th was established as the inauguration day. Now this was because they didn't have telephone, they didn't have telegraphs, they didn't have television, they didn't have planes, trains, or automobiles. So it took a while to count the votes, get them all tabulated, and let the person know who won and get them to Washington, D.C. So there were a lot of presidents, actually there were 25 different presidents who were actually inaugurated on March 4th. Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Andrew Jackson, Abraham Lincoln, Ulysses S. Grant, Teddy Roosevelt, Woodrow Wilson, and FDR, to just name a few. Now that's a 4-month gap. That 4 months created, occasionally, some problems. In 1860, when Lincoln was elected to president, between the time he was elected and the time he actually was inaugurated, 7 states had left the Union. Now he couldn't do anything, and James Buchanan didn't do anything. And that resulted in 4 of the bloodiest years in American history. And during the Great Depression, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, between the time he was trying to get his New Deal into it started, but he couldn't do that, and all the financial institutions got screwed royally while waiting for him to become president. So in 1933, they passed the 20th Amendment, and that moved the date up, the inauguration date up to January 20th. And in 1937, Franklin Delano Roosevelt was inaugurated on January 20th. So you learn something new every day. That's the end of our history lesson, but we'll come back to it later. My last BBC was about Tara standing there saying, "Let me help." But why should we let Tara help you? Did you know that Tara is an action figure? And an action figure is just what we need in today's world. She is wisdom in action. She is compassion in action. Tara is the penultimate combination of both wisdom and compassion. Ultimately, she is wisdom realizing emptiness. Conventionally, she's the ultimate action hero, means and method. One of her names includes Swift Heroine, which describes her perfectly. She's swift like the wind. Her green color is representative of the swift, active wind element, fearlessness and calm wisdom. She is an action hero who saves us from worldly harm. She's also the great wisdom mother, Prajnaparamita, wisdom goddess, the embodiment of perfected wisdom, the goddess of universal compassion, and the mother of all Buddhas. And even though we honor her as a great Mother Buddha, she is, without contradiction, an intimate and treasured friend, ready helper, saving hero, precious guide. She's a female Buddha and one of the most well-known devotional and meditation deities honored all throughout the world. She is so popular she is called Mummy Tara. She is just as quick to help the prisoner in jail as she is to help her faithful practitioner, without discrimination. If her name is called, she answers. And who doesn't love a mother? Whether her name is Mom, Tara, Madonna, or Mother Earth, the mother is a universally approachable concept. If we need her help, regardless of our own imperfections, we'll get her help. And nothing can stand before a mother's compassion, literally. Mothers have picked up cars off their children. A mother would die for her family, and Tara's love goes beyond even that level. She loves us all with equanimity. Tara rescues all, from the poor to the gods. There's an ancient tale, thousands of years old, that tells how Tara rescued Lord Shiva. She's often depicted in painting and sculpture, seated on a lotus throne, in a pose that is once regal and attentive. It's called the pose of royal ease. Her right foot is usually shown positioned on a small lotus, not relaxing, but poised to propel her into action should anyone need her assistance. And green is the universal color of healing, regeneration, and growth. Green Tara embodies the healing energy of release from fear and ignorance. There's a lot of fear and ignorance in this world. Human ignorance comes from many forms, from jealousy to pride. And it's the healing energy of green Tara that brings awareness and relief from our negative aspects. So why do we need Tara's wisdom and compassion today? It has to do with fear and ignorance. Today, some members of Quantum predict that Trump is going to return as president of the United States. Today. Even though not one of Quantum's predictions have come true, still some believers believe that somehow the last month or so is going to become undone and Trump will somehow be reinstated. Now, according to Quantum followers, a secret law was passed in 1871, which turned the United States into a corporation. As a result of this, all other presidents after Ulysses S. Grant have been illegitimate, meaning Trump will become the 19th president during a new reinauguration today. Well, the day is not over with yet, but somehow I don't see it happening. Sorry. But lest you think this is a joke, one of the headlines yesterday was police uncover possible plot by militia to breach Capitol. And today's headline, Capitol Hill braces for security threat around March 4th conspiracy theory. So we need an action figure who is wisdom and compassion just to help us keep our minds and hearts from fear and ignorance and to keep us on the path to awakening. And that is Tara. No special initiation or practices are needed to bring Tara into your life. Simply speak her name, talk to her. She'll listen and she'll act.